The video from inside Louisville Metro Correction showing an inmate being taken to the floor by 4 corrections officers. That video incident has led to a lawsuit.
Right, and Christian Lopes and his attorney filed the civil lawsuit this week saying they want to end a pattern of abuse in the jail. Taylor Woods and photojournalist Ian Hardwitt have the details.
Get off his neck. Get off his neck.
This is the moment in question. The moment Christian Lopes says he was attacked in the waiting area after being booked into Metro Corrections. It happened September of last year. Lopes says he was thrown to the ground, held in a chokehold, and then hit several times in the face.
I was just scared for my life. I didn't really know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I'm just getting beat up. They're just trying to attack me.
He says he asked a question about the booking process, and that's when he was approached by officers. In a police report from the incident, officers claim Lopes got physical with them first.
I don't know what's going to happen. I'm thinking I could die or anything. It's the second time they beat me up.
Lopes was then handcuffed and taken into a jail cell. That's when a nurse comes in and treats his bruised face.
My body aches and my neck aches all the time. I crack my neck, it's loud all the time.
A written report says Lopes resisted officers as he was escorted into a holding cell where body cam footage shows officers holding him to the ground. They later tell him he will be charged with assault.
Charge you with assault.
Now he's suing the officers in the video and the director of the jail, and his attorneys say this case isn't unique.
And if we don't put a stop to it, if we don't keep filing suits against this, I believe this will keep happening. If it keeps being swept underneath the rug. This needs to be addressed immediately.
Thursday, LMDC Major Daryl Goodlett released a statement saying, quote, on August 30th, 2023, Metro Corrections leadership became aware of pending litigation related to an incident that occurred on September 1, 2022. LMDC is reviewing the lawsuit and the allegations brought forward. LMDC is unable to comment further because of the pending litigation. In Louisville, Taylor Woods, WHAS11 on your side.
Lopes' attorneys say they hope this lawsuit helps to prevent other inmates from facing similar situations. A court date has not yet been set.
This morning, 2 LMDC inmates are facing additional charges for attacking one of the men charged in the road rage incident where a 6-year-old girl was paralyzed. According to court documents, Zava Parr and Malik Jenkins attacked 22-year-old Edward Sark late Wednesday night in a jail cell. This happened just hours after Sark was booked. The report says the 2 men punched him, threw him to the ground, and stomped on his head. Sark was seriously hurt and taken to the hospital. Parr and Jenkins are now facing assault and wanton endangerment charges, on top of the charges they were already facing.
The Louisville Urban League and its short-time leader will now wait for a judge to decide who's right and who's wrong. Dr. Kumi Price and the Urban League faced off in court yesterday. Dr. Kumi Price says she was ousted as retaliation for looking into the league's finances after taking over from Sabiqua Reynolds. Attorneys for the Urban League want the case dismissed for lack of evidence. Dr. Kumi Price's lawyer argued this case should continue.
Places like the Urban League are granted a lot of deference, but it comes at a price. You can't fire Dr. Price because she's trying to do the right thing. You can't do that. And you're absolutely right, Your Honor. They've never articulated why they fired her after 4 months.
The Urban League maintains there are not enough facts in this lawsuit, and Dr. Kumi Price cannot prove the league broke any laws.
Her personal feelings about it do not create a cause of action. She is asking the court to find her feelings supportive of a cause of action.
She will issue a verdict soon.
Sports betting is getting closer and closer to launching in our state. The Kentucky Sports Wagering Advisory Council released a list of approved sports for betting. Now, the list includes sports like NCAA football, basketball, baseball and softball, NFL, MLB, WNBA, NASCAR. There were some discussions, though, about what was left off the list.
You better not say pickleball.
Professional pickleball and NCAA volleyball were not included. However, sports could be added in the coming weeks.
There were some that were left off of there that we didn't feel like we had the adequate time or research to add to our initial offering, but would be happy to consider even in time for that September 28th mobile launch.
The list was recommended only for in-person bets. There will be another catalog for online betting. The state's plan is to have a majority of retail locations ready on September 7th, with online sports betting set to be up and running on September 28th. Right now, you can pre-register online with various different online wagering platforms.
6:06 now. A Shively woman accused of trying to kill her husband with a butcher knife is now charged with attempted murder. According to the arrest citation, 37-year-old Fatou McCarty and her husband were covered in blood when officers arrived at their home. Shively police say the man told them he was asleep when McCarty sat down next to him and said, "I'm going to kill you," and started stabbing him. McCarty is expected in court next Friday.
Today, a case challenging Kentucky's anti-trans legislation, Senate Bill 150, will be headed to court. The new law prevents gender-affirming care for transgender youth in our state. The ACLU and the National Center for Lesbian Rights are suing over the state's most recent appeals court decision. Last month, the court ruled Kentucky can continue to enforce the anti-trans legislation. Oral arguments in the case are set to be heard at 3:30 today.
And today is expected to be a busy day for Labor Day weekend travel. AAA says 49,000 flights are scheduled for today alone. After a weekend lull, most likely due to the weather, travel will pick back up on Monday and Tuesday. The TSA expects to screen more than 14 million passengers through next Wednesday. That is up 11% from last year.